What's going down, peeps? So today we're going to be doing 3 ways, the top 3 ways to cook salmon. First off, we're going to be smoking it. Secondly, going in the oven. And third, out on the flat iron. So you guys are going to see that in about 2 seconds. So what we have here is a beautiful fillet of salmon that I got from the store. Unfortunately, there's no salmon in Southern California that I can actually do a catch, clean, and cook. I had to settle for this fillet, but don't worry, in the future, I am going to take a trip up north to Northern California, Oregon area, and I'm going to be doing a catch, clean, and cook for you guys on this. But for today, this is what we have. So let me show you what's up. So first things first, we're gonna have to clean this baby. Just gonna take a light rinse underneath the sink. Get off any of the extra scales that may have fallen on the fillet. Plus, it's always a good idea just to rinse any meat you'll be cooking before you prepare it. You can see they still have the skin on the other side here. A big fish. So after you've rinsed your fish off, it's now time to cut it into 3 portions so I can show you guys 3 of the top ways to cook a salmon. Make sure you have an extremely sharp knife so you can cut through the salmon without messing up any of the meat. I want to show you guys my favorite fillet knife. It's the Dow Strong Gladiator Series 7-inch fillet knife. So when you open it up, this comes with a little cloth to clean the knife after you're done washing it. Little instruction manual, a leather sheath, and the knife itself here. That is one sharp knife right there. Even though this is store-bought, it still does have the skin on there. So if you guys want to remove the skin, I'll show you how, which is also why I brought this guy out. So here's a little quick instruction on how to do that. So you'll basically get a corner of the fish, make a little cut right on the edge of the meat and the skin. Get it deep enough right here where you're not taking too much of the meat off. Flip it over like that. You're just gonna do nice, easy cuts. As you can see, you don't have to be a professional to do this because I'm not doing a professional job. You get it cut far enough in where you could just rip the skin right off. Boom. You still have a little bit left on there, but you could just take whatever's left on there with a fillet knife and trim it off like this, like so. You got every ounce of meat off of this skin. So you're not losing any of the meat. It still looks like there's meat on here, but the layer is so thin that there's no way you could get any of that meat off without the skin coming off as well. So you actually don't need a fillet knife like this here to take the skin off. It just makes it a lot easier. If you have any sharp knife in your house, it'll work just fine. You just go right on the corner of the skin and you're just gonna cut. If you guys want to know where I got this, I'll post a link down below so you guys can find out how to get one of these, because these things will cut through any fish. So now that I've shown you guys how to take the skin off, I'm going to show you guys how to prepare each of the different fillets. So the easiest recipe we're going to have first is the one we're going to be smoking. All you'll need is a 7x11 Pyrex glass dish. This is what we're going to be using to prepare our meat. Boom. So all you're really going to need is some black peppers, some salt, and some brown sugar. And that's how simple it is to prepare the salmon for smoking. So you're just gonna make a nice layer with the brown sugar down here on the bottom. You wanna make sure it completely is gonna cover the bottom of the pan. That should be good right there. You're gonna grind some sea salt right on top like that. Then take your peppercorn. Go ahead and do the same. Go ahead and mix it up. Flatten it out. Great, now you have a little sandbox for your salmon to play in. Now you're gonna take a couple fillets of your salmon. Just lay it in there nicely, just like that. Little tip, cut this guy up into fillets right here. And what that does is it makes smaller fillets so that it soaks in the brown sugar, pepper, salt mix that you made, so that when it's done, it's all nice and caramelized. Now go ahead and mix it all up in this little brown sugar mix we made. Try to get it in all the creases of the meat. Literally within minutes, you can already see the color of the meat starting to change. You can tell that it's being soaked in. And you can see how much of that mix has been soaked up into the salmon. There's not much left on the bottom here. Whatever's left, try to evenly disperse it and lay the salmon back down. Just take this, throw it in the fridge. Now we're gonna let that just sit in there for a couple hours. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so for our second recipe, we're gonna be busting out baking sheet, aluminum foil, some salt, pepper, dried oregano, some honey, of course the salmon, some garlic, 2 lemons, some butter, and some thyme. First thing we're gonna do is get some foil out and line this guy up. Take a little bit of pan, just spray it, grease it up. Then you're gonna take a lemon, you're gonna slice it up. I like to keep this end piece, even though you could probably do one more slice right there. I use this for juice if I need it for anything, so I'll just put this off to the side for now. Now you're gonna take the sliced up lemon, just gonna lay it out. Just salt and pepper these bad boys. Flip it over. Take your pepper. Take a stick of butter, throw in a bowl, and we're gonna microwave that bad boy. Now that you got the melted butter, you're gonna take your honey. You're just gonna pour a little bit in there. I don't know amounts, I just go based off of feel, depending on the portion size that you're using a salmon. That should be good though. Now you got your garlic. Dice it up into nice little fine pieces. Go ahead and dump that in there. Just gonna take a little bit of time here. And I'm talking just a little bit because it doesn't take much for this to flavor. I'm gonna take a little bit of this, just throw it on in here. Thyme is very strong. Just do a little bit. And last but not least, some oregano. Just gonna, don't do that. Just gonna throw a little bit in there. Just gonna mix it up real quick. Make a nice little sauce to pour over the salmon. Then take your salmon fillets and lay them right on the lemons. Once you've done that, go ahead and start folding the foil upwards. Take your mix, just drizzle it. Close her up. Throw another piece over the top. Hold it underneath. Be very careful. Don't want to let any of that juice out. And boom, it's all prepared. Let's throw this on the fridge. Okay, so the last and final recipe I'm going to be showing you guys today. All that it requires is some sea salt and garlic and pepper seasoning. And some lemons. So let's do this. Take your fillet of salmon, lay it on there real nice. I have these little trimmings from when I was trimming off of the skin. Throw those on there as well. Take your salt, grind away. Now take your garlic and pepper seasoning. Take one of those end cut lemons, just squeeze a little bit on there. Take 2 of these guys, throw it on there. 1 for the small one. Close it up. This is a very easy recipe that you could do any day of the week. This is good for stovetop. This is good for barbecue, anything. Throw it in the fridge. All right, well, it's been a couple hours and the salmon has been brining this whole time. So let's open the fridge and check out what we got. Let's pop this bad boy open. Yep, it's definitely changed color. Let's take a little piece out. And you can tell that it's a little bit more stiff than it was before. That's because it's absorbed most of the brown sugar and the salt and pepper. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our salmon out and we're going to rinse it under some cold water just to get the excess off. You're not going to rub it because you don't want to ruin the meat or take anything extra off. Now that that's done, let's go turn on the smoker. So we'll have the one we marinated with the brown sugar in there. And this is gonna be the flat iron. Next grill. We got the salmon going on the smoker. We're just gonna wait about an hour and then we'll throw the other salmon in the oven and the other salmon on the flat iron. So you right there. All right, it's about time to add some more wood chips. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but when you are doing wood chips, when you are adding wood chips, you want to make sure that you have them soaking in some water. That way, when you throw them on the smoker, they don't just burn real quick. The water soaked into the wood is going to help it smoke a lot longer. So let's go throw these on. Now we're gonna go throw the salmon inside the oven. Let's do this. You're gonna preheat to 350. That's exactly what you want to see. Start. T-minus 10 minutes and counting. That means it's time to throw this guy in. Let's do it. Now we wait. For this, you're gonna wait 20 to 25 minutes at 350, so just remember that. Now let's go throw that salmon on the flat iron. And she's off to the races. We'll check that in about 15 or 20 minutes. Stop. Check the fish time. And that's donezo. Let's try it out. All right, so this is done. The smoked salmon is done. And these are my 2 taste testers. Go ahead, take a little piece. Tell me what you think. So when I cooked this initially, it was brined in some brown sugar, salt, and pepper. Left it in the fridge for a couple hours.
It's good.
Delicious jerky.
Very good.
What stands out to you? What are the flavor? Well, yeah, what about the flavor?
It's just outstanding, and the texture is great too.
It's sweet.
Yeah, it's not too dried out. It's awesome.
Does it taste anything like fishy, like a fishy taste?
It's not fishy at all. It's very good. It's like maybe it's kind of like the prepared salmon you buy in the store. It's great. It's awesome. Very good.
Well, that was a success. Let's check out the next one. It's gonna be. It's gonna be. Right on time. Let's check this puppy out. It's not an actual puppy, by the way. It's a salmon. Oh, and that's really hot. Woo! We're gonna let this cool down, then we'll unravel it. So this is the oven baked salmon. It's literally it's falling apart now. That's good.
I like that. That was delicious.
This one is a stove. This is a stovetop. Alright, so this is the oven bake right here. And just as I expected, it's super tender. It only took about 20 minutes cooking in the oven at 350. Can't get any better than that. And this over here, this is a flat iron cooked one right here. You could do this on the stove, flat iron, in the pan. No matter what you do, it's gonna come out like this.
Which one's your favorite?
Out of all 3?
Yeah.
My favorite one, I would have to say, is a smoked salmon, and then the oven baked, and then the stovetop. So there you go. 3 of the top ways to cook salmon. Highly recommend it. Easy ingredients, easy recipes. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys made it, let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to see a different type of way to cook it, or if you have suggestions, let me know. But for now,